Om Shrutismritipurananam Alayam Karunalayam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharjam Bhagavanto Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomabhat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Tejasvinavadhitamastu we have to we have to unfold the reality of the supposition. I made a big suppose yesterday. Suppose. This suppose has to become, what is supposed has to become real. This is what we say, the supposition is called pratigna. Pratigna is an opening statement, which is a positive statement all that is here is Ishvara. That's a statement. This is called pratigna. The pratigna, this is a very peculiar way of teaching. See, it's not inductive logic. It's a vision unfolded. The Upanishad has a vision. You have your own understanding, vision of God, of the world, of yourself. Everyone, whether he is a philosopher or not, he or she has got a certain understanding. That's philosophy. The world is real. This is the most important thing. It's a philosophy. Philosophy of life. The world is real. That is the philosophy. It's a philosophy of reality. There is God. That's a belief. Because you see only world. You don't see a God. Therefore God becomes an object of belief. It's a he. It's another belief. But he has no form. That is foolishness. And the formless God has a location in heaven. This is the height of foolishness. A formless doesn't need a location. Space has no location. If it has one, it must be here only. There is no other. It has no location. Formless, what location you are talking about? These are all going around. And saying all this, there is conversion going on in Orissa, in Andhra. Today's news, morning I get all these letters, They keep on sending. Wholesale, community-wise they are converted. 10,000 churches of Seventh-day Adventists in Andhra Pradesh they want to establish. Today's news. And there is no way of stopping this. So much money they pump in. It helps a lot of people to earn money. One good thing is, there is something bad going on. And that is, I used one time this bad word, I don't use the word. It's a good thing, because these people send money to convert. And the fellows who say that we will convert, we will do this, we will do that and get money, they swallow. Therefore, so because of their own swindling, so the money that is spent for this conversion work is only a moiety of what they receive. Therefore we are saved. So this is their own greed and selfishness. So that helps us in this way. So Hindus are helped by their swindling. There is what they call, this is charity, entropy in charity. Before it reaches you, it gets dissipated. The money gets dissipated on the way. So what reaches is very little. Entropy in charity. So that's a belief. So everybody has some kind of a belief or philosophy. But now, the pratigna of the Upanishad is, all that is here is God. You don't have anything to contend. Only one thing you can ask, prove. You can't say anything else. You can't say, I believe. It's not a matter of belief. All that is here, you see, you know, and you may not know it is there, all of them that exist, known and unknown, is Ishvara. Does it include me? Yes. If you think you exist, it includes you. If you think you don't exist, then it's a matter, I have to make you recognize that you exist. Then you are included in that Ishvara. You have no basis to contend with this. You can only say it is not proved. Or you can say, I am not able to understand this. That I understand. That it is not understood is not an issue. It is a matter for understanding. Is a gone fact. If it is true, then it's a thing to be understood. Because I don't want you to believe this. God for us, for God's sake, is to be understood, not to be believed. Your great-grandfather existed or not? Great-grandfather. If you have seen him, then great-great-grandfather. One more step. No, I have not seen him. Did he exist or not? He existed. If you have not seen him, how can you say great-great-grandfather did exist? It's a belief. Then it's a belief means, then it is subject to correction on verification. Any belief, a judgment before knowing, being what it is, a judgment before knowing, is subject to correction and verification. And that means great-great-grandfather did exist, is open to correction. The correction of what? That he existed is to be corrected. If it is corrected, then what will you have? What will you have? The corrected version. Great-great-grandfather existed. It is to be corrected. On verification, it is to be corrected. Then what is the corrected version? He didn't exist. You have no third option, okay? This is called thinking, early morning thinking, okay? This is called thinking. Because routine all the time, you're doing the same thing, buddhi stops. Thank God you have got a Gurukulam. We wake you up. Therefore, if it exists, if the existence of great-great-grandfather is to be corrected, the corrected version would be, he didn't exist. Yes, Swamiji, he didn't exist. Can you say that? Then you are sure? You don't need to see. You don't see a brain, but you know that it exists, at least occasionally. So you know that it exists. It exists, correct? Therefore, what I say, so that's, I didn't see great-great-grandfather, I need not. I am here. This is knowledge. Abaditam jnanam. Not subject to negation. No tata can negate it. About his tata existed or not. Because, so that whether great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, grandmother existed or not existed. Doubt can be there. Whether that person was a human being, that doubt can be there. Looking at the fellow, so doubt becomes very convincing doubt. And therefore, so that I don't question at all. That is not the issue. Whether there was a great-great-great-great-grandfather, that is the question. Understand? There was one. Why I am here? Therefore, it's not a belief. This is jnanam. It's not subject to correction. See all this tightness of the logic. This is being rational. I say what is here is God. What is it you have got to doubt? You can only say, please help me understand. Pratigna is to be proved. One thing, the effect is never away from the cause. First, what cause? Material cause. Effect is never away from the material cause. Correct? Like your shirt. Example. Like your shirt. Effect is cause. Being an effect. Like a shirt. What is the cause? Fabric is the cause. So shirt is the effect, fabric the cause, and being in effect, not separate from the cause. Is this true in everything? Everything. Everything. Effect is cause. The material cause. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 ones are there in the 2, correct? Effect is cause, even in number. And therefore, if this entire Jagat is a Srishti, creation. This creation, the word that I use, is different from the creation of Georgia. That's entirely different. God created this world 6,000 years ago, sitting there above, even though formless, and dropped all the planets like donuts. That is what that's what I mean, these scientists don't feel ashamed to even protest. They feel ashamed to protest. There are people in America who propound this. They are ashamed even to protest. They can't even protest. If somebody says 6,000 years ago, God created the world, and you know the pebble outside is millions of geological years are there, millions of years old, they've got enough things to tell you what all happened to it. If you ask, the rock will ask you, do you have time? Do you have time? What all happened to me, I will tell you. Do you have time? No, I have got 3 minutes. Hey, come on, forget it. Keep going to your office, okay? A rock. When the scientist knows so much, and he is looking at the sky and see the light coming from 12 billion light years away. How to deal with the Baptist? 6,000 years ago he created the world. to deal with it. This is America. That's called creationism. That's a red rag for scientists. I am using the word creation in the sense it is intelligently put together, like your eyes. It's all put together. A child is born. If we apply our knowledge, that anything that is created presupposes knowledge, whether it is a mic or a room like this, or anything, or like your shirt. It is cut and stitched in a particular way. Cutting and stitching doesn't make a shirt. You cut fabric and then stitch. That's all. Somebody asked me, what is a shirt? Shirt is a form of fabric, which is, the fabric is cut and stitched. That is a shirt. What else I can say? And this fellow got a fabric and then cut and then stitched. What is that now? This is shirt. So intelligently cut, and intelligently stitched. Because certain things you should not stitch. Suppose you make the sleeves and that also you stitch this side, the end of it, put together. It's not a shirt. You can't put your hands through. And therefore, so it is intelligently stitched, intelligently cut. Your eyes are intelligently also put together. Therefore, we know anything that is created to serve your purpose is intelligently put together, intelligently made. If that is so, then a child is born, you apply this vyapti. Anything that is created to serve your purpose is intelligently made, which means it presupposes knowledge, correct? Which presupposes knowledge. Now here, the child is born. Janani is the creatrix. Janani must have the knowledge of this child, how to make the eyes of the child, how to make the other sense organs, how to make a brain, how to make kidneys, and how to make a spare kidney also, not one spare kidney also, one liver, and how to make a liver, how to make all this. So the joints, etc., my God. So does she know all this? Even if she is an anatomy professor, does she know all this? How to make this all? No, Swamiji. Then who has got that knowledge? Grandmother? No. She was also given a body. Father was given a body, mother was given a body with certain possibilities, and therefore their knowledge seems to be elsewhere. Correct? Knowledge seems to be elsewhere. Knowledge seems to be in the very cells. It's not only for you, for the entire Jagat. It is one knowledge. Cells means molecules. Molecules means atoms and particles. Particles means knowledge, all the way knowledge. Kya baat hai? So where is this knowledge? Hey, why are you searching? Knowledge is there. Hey, Paityo. So this knowledge is there. What are you searching? Why? Where is this knowledge? Do you have to ask a question? You have to ask a question if that is there. Upstairs is always vacant means what can I do? So there is no tenant there. And therefore, so there is no question of searching where the knowledge is. Where the creation is, there the knowledge is. That is what we say Ishvara. Where the space is, there Ishvara is. Where time is, there is Ishvara. Where whatever that is there is Ishvara. What is Ishvara? The material cause and the maker knowledge, both of them are one and the same. Where the effect is, material is. But if the effect is only a form and name, the meaning of words, then what we require, material, is nothing but knowledge. Shirt is a word and its meaning. And if you look at, you have got that knowledge. What knowledge? Shirt, the word and its meaning. Shirt. And then you look at an object and it fits your definition of shirt, correct? Your definition of shirt. And you see, oh, this shirt. Then you have other words for shirt. Jibba. I don't know what to say for that. So jibba is jibba. So jibba. Then another one, long one, what is that? Sherwani. Yeah. Sherwani. It was a new fashion. It is called con thinking. Afzal Khan, Shahrukh Khan, so that kind of thing. So that's a different. And therefore when you look at the shirt also has got many shirts. And then somebody says this is a shirt. And what is there is a t-shirt. It's a t-shirt. Very accommodative t-shirt. Children love it. It's an accommodative t-shirt. But then somebody says this is shirt. Then you correct, no, it's not shirt, t-shirt. Oh. It's also same fabric. But it's called t-shirt. Why t-shirt? Because there's a definition of t-shirt. Some general sizes. Size is not a problem. If you ask our children here, all of them t-shirt, you see the t-shirt. It's so accommodating. It's the same t-shirt can be used by an adult. Can be an adult whose Madhya Pradesh is very big. So this, but still, Madhya Pradesh, in India is a big state. Cannot come. So this kind of all age groups, you recognize it as t-shirt. Same fabric becomes pajama. Only knowledge, nothing but fabric. All of them are fabric. And the fabric also is a word and meaning. What is there is yarn. Yarn is also a word and its meaning. What is there? Only fiber. Fiber also is a word and its meaning. What is there is only molecule. That is also a word and meaning. What is there is atom. What is there is particle. What is there is the concept. Knowledge. And knowledge, what is there in knowledge is consciousness. And that knowledge, we are stopping with knowledge. That knowledge of one thing, a conscious being, having knowledge, that knowledge is all the way, all knowledge. Any one thing you take, all knowledge. Any one sphere you take, all knowledge. Any physical object, any biological organism, it's all knowledge. Whole thing is all knowledge. So the whole Jagat is all knowledge. What is all knowledge. All knowledge includes my body. Body is a word and its meaning. There is no body. You reduce the body into limbs, hands, legs and all that. If a body is another word, it's a word which has got its own substance, it's a substance, it's a substantive noun having its own meaning. All right, I remove hands, are not the body. Nails, not body. Legs are not the body. And true it is. And just a couple of legs you bring, amputated legs you bring, and then as a son-in-law for your daughter. ये क्या बात है? बात करते हैं जैसे आदमी नहीं है. All right, legs are not body, hands are not body. Pair of eyes also from the eye bank you get body. Blood is not body, so there is a blood bank, and that is also body. No, none of this is body. Then what is body? Remove all that body. Savji, come on. Put together is body. Intelligently put together. Be careful. Put together means we have to put some legs and hands and liver, all from the anatomy department, all dissected and put them all together on pile, stinking pile, and that's enough. That's the body. No, Swamiji. It has to be intelligently put together. Correct? And it has to be alive also. That's a problem. That is another problem. Endless problems. Everything reduces to something else. In fact, all the way it is knowledge. Understand? All the way it is knowledge. That is why you have got specialization. One lifetime is not enough. All the way it is knowledge. Any one sphere you take, it's all knowledge. It's knowledge. This is what we call all knowledge. In the creation itself, in the Jagat itself, creation because it's intelligently put together. And the creator cannot be separate from the creation. Because the material cause for the creation being that creator's very knowledge becomes the material. The created object being what it is. Therefore, Ishvara is in the form of this physical universe, physical order, biological order, physiological order, psychological order, epistemological order. An order because of which you can dismiss this is wrong, this is right, you can take it. That epistemological order governing knowledge, means of knowing. Very important. The order of dharma. That is why it is a reality. Dharma is reality. It is not man-made something, I tell you. It is not mandated by one God sitting somewhere, going up the hill and then declaring so that others won't hear at all. Why don't you get down and then talk to me? You go to the hill and then shout and I don't hear anything. Especially when there was no mic. And so what I say, we don't need all this. Because if that is so, all the people cannot be fortunate enough to hear what is dharma, what is right, what is wrong. That is why all languages Any given language is not universal. Man-made laws are not universal, especially taxation. It is so that everybody will agree with me. Yes, 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 yes. Because you give so much in taxes. And so that's not universal. These traffic laws are not universal. Still in England it is all left-right. England, it is left-right. Here it is right-left and then almost you converted. All countries right-left. Germany is right-left. But England is left-right. Because England, special. And we are continued to be left-right. Because it doesn't mean anything to us. If there is any space left, it is left. If there is no space left, it is right. And therefore right is right. And because there is no space left, there is no space. We will do like this. We have no problem. All these barricades and things like that, 2 lines. There is not even a line. But now it's coming, I tell you. Now it's coming. We can't afford to do all that right now. For the time being, it's okay. There also it will be, but we will follow left. Because legacy. British legacy. Nothing wrong. Keep left. If you keep left, right and right. If you go right, left and right. That's how the brain is made, okay? So very interesting. Therefore, these are all man-made. Very clear it is man-made. But is there a person who says, I would like to get hurt? I would like to be robbed. Why people don't like robbing? I would like to be robbed. Why should you be robbed? If you declare, is the house open? Everybody will come and take. You don't need to be robbed. If you want to be robbed, you have an open house, correct? It's not robbing. Robbing is you don't want to be robbed and somebody robs you. That's called robbing. And if you say, I want to be robbed, we will correct you. No, that's not the way of saying. Say that I want all the things in my house should be taken away. They are ready to take away. Even the house will take away. Dismantle the house and take away. And if you give the land also, we will take away. Open house. There is no robbing. So I don't want to be robbed. I don't want to be cheated. I don't want to be lied to. I don't want to be taken advantage of. I don't want to get hurt. Everybody. That is not man-made. Nor it is a mandate of God. Why? Because we have understood Ishvara being all that is here. This is also. By common sense, we gain knowledge. And therefore, jnanam is a transitive verb. Jna dhatu is transitive. What does it mean? A transitive verb has an object. Read. I read. What do you read? You can ask a question to the verb. What do you read? I read Gita. I eat. What do you eat? I eat a banana. I sit. What do you sit? Not sit upon. What do you sit? What a question. It is intransitive verb, sir. It's intransitive, it has no object. I stand. What do you stand? Intransitive verb. I lie down. What do you lie down? Intransitive. I sleep. Intransitive. I dream. Transitive. What do you dream? Winning a jackpot. A dream. Only in the dream you think so? No. Waking also I think so. So, but nothing, nothing happens. So that's why nothing happens, that's why we call it dream, okay? So we call it dream. Even waking thinking is called dream. So, I dream. Like dream house. I dream. I know. Now listen. I know. What do you know? Transitive. There is an answer to what question? Here, jnanam. Knowledge means knowledge of what? Of anything. Now here, knowledge of dharma. Word dharma I am using. Dharma. What is that? The common values. Because we have to make choices, we need to have a basis for making choices. My choice should not so hinder your pursuit of happiness. If my choice doesn't contribute to your happiness, but doesn't really cause any unhappiness to you, that is how I choose. That is called dharma. Causing unhappiness is papa. Criticisms, aversion, all these are papa because it causes unhappiness to somebody. Our concept of dharma is the height of maturity. Very big. Ahimsa, we have different shades of himsa. Like in color, if you take one green, you have got so many shades. All of them are green, green, green. Similarly, himsa, different shades, different levels. Kayena, vacha, manasa, like this we define. But there again, degrees are there. It's universal. That is why I say a theology, a religion is dangerous when, for the sake of God, I can do something. It's God's mandate, God's enemy, therefore I can kill that person. And I will have paradise. That's very dangerous to humanity. And therefore, values must be universal. You can't divide the humanity into believer and non-believer. Humanity consists of human beings. There are human aspirations, human common matrix of values. That has to be basically accepted by every theology, every religion. That is not accepted because they divide as believer and non-believer. So non-believer is enemy to God. Therefore you can do anything to him. You can rob him, you can do this and all that. Scripturally sanctioned. Think of it. How dangerous it is. people are frail. There is a pressure for desires, ambitions. There is a pressure to fulfill desires and ambitions. That pressure can drive a person to transgress dharma according to one's own knowledge of values. That is why when you transgress there is guilt. Crime itself is a punishment. Because it's a self-transgression. You are hurting yourself. But the pressure for the fulfillment of desire is so big, you don't care. That's only due to ignorance. That's why we don't require preaching of values. We need to make them understand the value of values. Preach everybody can do. Even a thief will tell. See, don't keep your windows open hereafter, okay? And he after stealing, he tells the woman, so hereafter at least be careful, don't keep the windows open. And he goes with all the loot. Preaching. Everybody can preach. Therefore, what I say, values are objects of knowledge, jnanam of dharma, knowledge of dharma. Therefore, dharma exists. It is object of knowledge, it's not an object of belief. A belief can be corrected, can get corrected in the wake of knowledge. Knowledge cannot get corrected in the wake of what? In the wake of what? In the wake of a lie. Come on. Knowledge cannot get corrected. Do you know the definition of knowledge? What doesn't require correction? What cannot be corrected? Abhaditam jnanam. This is knowledge. Knowledge of dharma. It is innate. The core person is knowledgeable. A human being, a core person is knowledgeable. And these values, all of them are derivatives of value for ahimsa. I don't want to get hurt. Every cow knows that. It doesn't want to get hurt. That is why it has got horns. It's not for kunjalam. And some bells and we tie up all some bells, jingling bells, jingle bells, and some, the velvet flowers, etc. We tie them on this Pongal day. All that we can have. Permanently also they have. So every year you change. So like that. Horns. That is for us. Not for the cow. It is take care of itself. So it is not that namaste, you be away. You be away, better you away. You will be finding yourself on the top of. And so, be away, namaste. Therefore, it can, if it is afraid, some danger to its life, it will gore a person to death and walk away without guilt. It will not go and cry, today I killed somebody, I got so angry, I was so afraid, I killed this fellow. What, is there any prashchitta for it? No problem. No cow has got any regret. Why? Because it has got one-sided dharma. It is one-sided dharma. That I should not get hurt. It's called one-sided dharma. That is not dharma. It's something like that fellow who was telling me, Swamiji, so my 50% of marriage is over. Yeah. What is that? I asked him. So I asked him, whom you want to marry? Swamiji, this, you know this actress? He gave a big name of Bollywood actress. So this big thing, hey, come on. So how did you? He told this to another guy, who is also a fan of this actress. And so that fellow asked, how did you talk to her? No, I didn't talk to her. Oh, you emailed her? No, you know email. Phone? No. Then how? How 50%? I decided to marry her. It takes two to marry. Therefore, one fellow has decided. Therefore, 50% dharma, 50% marriage. Okay? What logic? Therefore, dharma dharmabhyam vimuktaha pashuhu. A cow is free from dharma and adharma. But whereas a human being knows that I don't want to get hurt, knows no other living being wants to get hurt. Extend it to every blade of grass. That is called ahimsa. There are different shades. Even behavior patterns. Dress also. I can hurt a person of different culture by just being what I am, how I dress and all that, even though it's a uniform. One women group, I was coming out of a hotel, and a group of women, the average age is 78. So these people were there, perhaps some meet was whatever going on, and then there's all these people together. Alone no one make any comment, here in America. And together, one woman says, see, what all things people do to draw attention. I am drawing attention. That's a kind of hurt, because they can't handle this. Therefore, even when I travel, I make sure that I get in last and then get out first. So that I am least disturbing to others. I am sensitive to dharma. Least hurt. Of course, you are being what you are also, people get hurt. What can we do? Some people are like that. Motiveless malignity. But still, our concept of, our knowledge of ahimsa is thorough, is complete in etiquette also. You have to know what is the etiquette. And this fellow is going to London and he is a minister. You know, in India anybody can be a minister or prime minister. If you don't have qualification, minimum school final, so you have not passed, you cannot get a job, an attendance job in any government office or any company. You must have at least, so you must have passed 10th grade. And if you aspire for a big governmental job, then politician. You need not even know how to signature, you can put some impression. And still you can be the Prime Minister of India, President of India, all that you can be. That's our adult franchise. Wonderful. An opportunity for anybody to be the Prime Minister. Possible. This is all very, very easy. But one thing, every human being has the knowledge of dharma and adharma. I don't want to get hurt, and nobody else wants to get hurt. That is ahimsa. That is the parama value. I was talking about etiquette. This minister is called to London. Party. And this party, of course, is a minister, is an uneducated minister. And at least etiquette and all that, you don't require to go to school. You have to observe others, or you have to talk to people and learn. Hey, how to, nothing wrong in this. So what is this Western etiquette in the dinner table? And they discuss everything at the dinner table. Correct? Everything, whether it is a national treaty or it is everything is decided on a dinner table from marriage onwards. So that is decided on a pizza parlor, and so it starts from there, and then here. So it's very important for them. That is the culture. And there's nothing wrong in culture being different. And that's a culture. They talk and then they decide. And so very important persons are put across here also sides. All these peoples are all neatly, and the names are there. This minister is got a seat. I don't want to say which minister. And so idea came, but I didn't say. So this now I leave it to your imagination, okay? So we're all very imaginative people. You can. Now these fellows are all sitting there, and this man, they brought a bowl of water, warm water, with a lime peel and some lotus petals, and this fellow squeezed the lime, and then he drank. Then that waiter is an Indian waiter, especially. They brought some Indian waiters to serve, and then the waiter was looking at him, and then, "Kya dekhte ho aur ek lao?" Then afterwards, what will they talk? The Upanishad tells, same Taittiriya Upanishad. Ata yadite karma vichikitsa va vritta vichikitsa va syat. Suppose you have got a doubt whether this is right or that is right. If you have a doubt, because sometimes this right and wrong are not black and white, and they are grey. Sometimes. Then you have to interpret properly. And if you find it difficult, talk to somebody. That is called karma vichikitsa, dharma vichikitsa. What is to be done, what is not to be done. That is called dharma. Then there is another vichikitsa, vritta vichikitsa, conduct, etiquette, way of talking, way of responding, way of wishing. In all these doubts, suppose you have got vritta vichikitsa, then talk to people who know and learn. Ignorance is not a sin. But when there is a need to know, not to make an attempt to know is irresponsible. It's not right. Faculty is given, possibility is there. That's called caring. You care for others also. Care to know. And therefore, vritta vichikitsa, conduct, behavior, way of talking, way of looking, way of saying things, way of doing, all these are dharma. Understand what it takes to be. Yeah, a person committed to dharma when dharma is Ishvara. Dharma is not a mandate of God. It is a manifestation like anything else. That is why end does not justify the means. End is the means for us. Our end is the means. Because one is prone to do things which do not conform to dharma. Therefore our end is to conform to dharma. That becomes the end. Conforming to dharma is the end. You look at the culture. That's a Hindu culture. You cannot better it. It's a human culture. So conforming to dharma itself is an end. All your ends subserve that end. Transgressing that end, no end is worth achieving. That's why swakarmana tam abhyarche. What is to be done, you do, you are in harmony with Ishvara. So dharma puts you away from Ishvara if you don't conform to it. Dharma puts you in harmony with Ishvara when you conform to it. Correct? How beautiful it is. Because dharma is Ishvara. That is why when you do the right thing, even if it is laundry, I tell you, postponed laundry, and you do it, and then afterwards you feel good. It looks as though some load was in your heart, the laundry load, and it is all unloaded now. Wow, wonderful. It's the same thing in meditation. When you unload all the people, give them all spaces in their own space, let them be there. Then whoever it is, put them there. People who bother you especially, ask them, unload them to be in their own space. I am serious. Unload them. Every day you have to unload people. Then feel so light. Swamiji, today's meditation was wonderful. Why? We have unloaded all the people. I didn't do anything. So I only said, be objective. But you have to do. Every day unload people and keep your heart clean. You don't need any vacuuming. Unload them. Free. That's prudence. Simple reality. Reality is God. And the reality is each one has his own, her own space. Then you have your own space. We don't trample upon each other. We enjoy each other. If we cannot enjoy, we don't tolerate each other. We give freedom to be what they are. And the tolerance also I don't accept. You have never seen me using the word tolerance. That is a patronizing attitude. Forgiveness, I don't use in my life, I don't use that. Who am I to forgive? I need to be forgiven. Who am I to forgive? I don't have that power to forgive anybody. But I have this capacity to Let the people be what they are. That freedom is with me. Nobody can take away that freedom. Can anybody? That is the truth. This forgiving and all this nonsense perpetrated by all these priests and missionaries. It has created some air, it makes a person, puts a person on a pedestal. Unnecessary. Forget and forgive. Yeah, if I forget, I need not forgive. Forgive and forget. That also I cannot do that. Because for that I should have a position. Even Bhagavan doesn't forgive. He give you karma phala. He doesn't forgive. Or he gives you punishment. You earn and he gives. Otherwise he won't be Bhagavan. You earn, and if he doesn't give, then he is not Bhagavan. He is not Lord. He is not the Lord that is the law. Therefore, if I do namaste to you, I bring the hands together. I do. And if I bring the hands together in a different way, and going about telling people, namaste, namaste, very embarrassing. And you say God is making this kind of sound. Why he does to me? Why not to you? When you do namaste, it is very silent. But when I do, why? God is unkind to me. Why me? You understand this? Apna apna karma phala hai. Therefore, if he forgives, we cannot be forgiven. God cannot be forgiven then, if he forgives. For the action, there is phalam. You can do prayaschitta. If you have done a wrong action, prayaschitta, neutralize that wrong action by doing something, reaching out. Prayashchittam goshyami. Immediately there will be dakshina. After prayaschitta, they will give dakshina, because no prayashchittam without expenditure. You have to give dakshina. Or you have to do tapas. That is how prayashchitta. Always something you reach out, something you give, something you do. Tapas, you give up a meal. This is called prayaschitta, neutralize all actions. Easy. Perfect order. The order of dharma. Order of karma. And where is Ishvara now? When am I away? I am at the physical level, physical order. Any relationship, any doing, any enjoying, karma phala, it's all order. Order of karma, order of dharma. And the psychological order. I have no complaint to make that I am angry. I have no complaint to make. Because it is order. Anger is there because order. I accept the order. But I don't victimize because I have got anger. I don't victimize anybody, I don't cause anguish to anybody. That's dharma. Therefore, my anger is there because of some reason. Not because of somebody else outside. There are a lot of people outside. Somebody has to be nimitta to press the button. And there are many people to press buttons. And therefore they are not it is neither you are to blame nor the other person to blame. There is an order that cannot be blamed. Because it is order. If you blame, that is also part of the order. You will blame because you have got to find some scapegoat. You will find the scapegoat. You will find order is the scapegoat. That is a part of the order. The pressure is so much. If you accept, it is order. And then I am always in harmony with Ishvara, even when I am angry, even when I am jealous, even when I have fear. All these come from one value, ahimsa, because cheating is himsa. Telling a lie is hurting, himsa. And it's all robbing is himsa, taking advantage of himsa. Abusing power is himsa, abusing money is himsa to others. It's all himsa. Derivative of ahimsa. You understand this? That is why our Shastra tells ahimsa paramo dharma. Mahavira emphasized that. Ahimsa paramo dharma. It's all Vedic. Buddha also emphasized that. Ahimsa paramo dharma. And therefore, ahimsa is the one value, and every other value is derivative. We went to Israel, the World Council of Religious Leaders, some peace mission. I went. And then we met all the Palestinian leaders in Jerusalem, in a hotel. And all these leaders in Jerusalem, they have got freedom of speech. It's a democratic country. There is freedom of speech. All of them, I was really surprised. All of them are not afraid. Palestinian leaders talked against Israeli government. So from beginning to end, this is all abuse. And I was listening and all that, very vehement talking. These leaders, some of them are the fighters, I suppose, and then they are the leaders of the fighters. And I had one more Swami there. I know that I have extended my time, but I'm aware of it. But I'm just saying a few more minutes. And there was one more Swami, one Veda Bharati. He's a person who is respected, and he wanted to say something, and then he got up, and the Palestinian leader sat, and this man said, "There is another way of resolving conflicts. And it is a proven method. And that is what Gandhiji practiced. It is method of ahimsa. We need to follow ahimsa to resolve all our conflicts." And the Palestinian leader got up. "That may be true for your culture, not for us. We don't believe in ahimsa, okay? We don't have it." Go over. Go over. What to talk peace mission? Go over. Because scriptural sanction of himsa. A non-believer is enemy to God, therefore enemy to the faithful, and you should subjugate him, you should humiliate him, you must punish him. Hindus paid tax during Aurangzeb time. He followed Quran all the way. We pay tax to be a Hindu. Otherwise you get killed. And all the Hindus pay tax. For what? Just being a Hindu. It is said there. Subjugate them. Never make them equal to you. You can be kind to them as you are kind to cows, your animals. You can decide, if you decide, you can slaughter them. But never give equal status. This is how they are advised. The books say like that. So how to talk? They asked me to talk, I didn't say anything. I know where to talk. Yeah, that's why bach gaya. Unless somebody is ready to receive what you say, you have to keep quiet. That is the mandate. That is the prudence. That's called prudence. Pray for a good change in heart. That's all what you can do. Therefore, to be in harmony with Ishvara, ahimsa should be accepted as a basic dharma. You see, ahimsa is an accomplished fact. There is a big discussion on this in Sutra Vashya. Ahimsa is an accomplished fact. Until you do himsa, correct? You do himsa. That is mahapapa. Ahimsa is an accomplished fact, protected from the natural tendency, because of the unconscious, natural tendency, it is called natural tendency, to do himsa to others. Pressure from within. And therefore, protect ahimsa. If you protect ahimsa, you are in harmony with Ishvara. That is why when you do even laundry, you feel so good. If you pay your bills in time and then you don't postpone, feel good. If you have to phone somebody and then you are postponing and you phone, feel good. Correct? You feel good. What is to be done is done, you feel good. You decided to get up tomorrow 6 o'clock and you got up 6 o'clock, you feel good. That's called sukarma. Sukarma is doing archana to Bhagavan. Means you are in harmony with Ishvara. Which culture will say this? Unless you have that kind of vision of Ishvara. Therefore, the Shastra hands over you this vision, hands over the vision to you. It makes a pratigna first. All that is here is Ishvara. Yes, all that is here is Ishvara. But you have to say that. Yes, all that is here is Ishvara. Then where is fear, tell me? The adult has his mother, father. In the presence of Ishvara, in your awareness, it is purely cognitive. Because what is Ishvara? When what is Ishvara, if that is not understood, where is the question of solving your alienation and fear? There is no way of solving it. Therefore, once it is understood thoroughly, the presence of Ishvara, even if you want, you cannot get out of. Find out a place. Swamiji, I want to hide myself in a place which is outside space. How to hide? How to hide from Ishvara? At least you can get away from space. When you go to sleep, there is no space. There is no time. Then you can get away. But in sleep, Bhagavan is. You can't get out of Ishvara. When you dream, Ishvara is. When you sleep, Ishvara is. Sleep is, Ishvara is. Dream is, Ishvara is. The meaning of the word sleep is Ishvara. The meaning of the word dream is Ishvara. In the dream, whatever object you see, that is Ishvara. That's all what is there. Then Ishvara Srishti also is equivalent to that. Therefore, you can't escape from Ishvara. Swamiji, when I am insecure, I am away from Ishvara. True. But if you include insecurity as the order of Ishvara, you are not away. You have to welcome insecurity. You should welcome fear. Then there is no fear. You are welcomer of fear. We will look into that and then we will go further, okay? Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om